of Famer, Ronde Barber, co-general chair of the Copperhead Charities, our good pal, Hall of Famer. What's going on, Ronde? How are things?
What's up, Jay? How you doing, man? It's good to see
I'm
you.
good. It's good to see you, man. How excited! I said yesterday, it was fantastic. It's wonderful to be a Bucs fan. When you wake up, and I know Twitter was kind of crazy yesterday, but when you
Oh
see
yeah.
Lavonte and Godwin and Bredesen and go and get Hassan Reddick, I mean, yesterday was a great day to be a Buccaneers fan, wasn't it?
Well, first day of free agency is always kind of hectic, but I'm
Right.
happy that Jason Light and Mike Greenberg and those guys work deals to keep our players.
Right.
I mean, Levante is going to play here forever. I mean, he's got what? He's got 2 more years before he passes me. So I'm not. He was the last guy that I played with. If you remember, Jay, he
Wow.
was
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
only guy on the current roster that I play with, and I think he's trying to get me. I got to talk to him, man.
Yeah, you gotta let him know, man. Don't be taking my record. Don't be taking my record, Levante. What
Exactly.
I'm so glad that he was able to come back and the impact. And I said this yesterday, and you're the perfect person to ask this.
Yeah.
I feel like the way that the organization is right now, and again, not taking anything away from the first Super Bowl championship team, but I
Hmm.
feel like because when Tom came here and the trickle down effect of Tristan and Antoine and Mike and Levante, like I feel like the chemistry and the vibes and the culture right now is as high as it's ever been. Do you agree with
Well,
that?
that's the reason why these guys want to be here. I mean, people talk about Chris Godwin probably leaving some money on the table in free agency, but why wouldn't you want to be part of what the Bucs have going on in this time? I mean, we're 5 years away removed from a championship. You've won 4 straight division titles, been to the playoffs 5 straight years. The nucleus of your team is probably about as good as any in the league. If you think about quarterback, middle linebacker now with Levante coming back, left tackle. You got some young prospects that are going to be really good on this team, and why wouldn't you want to be a part of it? And I think Jason and his staff have done a great job building, their roster intentionally with guys that first of all love football. That it isn't always going to be about money, and then guys that they know they're going to come to work every day and try to be the best part of something for Tampa Bay. And I think that's probably the reason why these guys continue to stay and be part of, what they have going on.
Hassan Reddick signs a deal, and I think a lot of people like that. $12 million guaranteed, 14 total, less than Khalil Mack. And people are, some people love it. I think it's a great idea. The guy's already proven that he can, do a big thing on a 1 year deal like he did in Carolina years ago. But some
Hmm.
people are a little worried because of what happened last year with the Jets. And I
Well,
think people don't realize, like, sometimes there is a business of football, right? He thought the Jets knew that he wanted a long-term deal and they didn't promise him that. And that's why he kind of held out. So I don't necessarily hold that against him, Rondé, going into this year because he knows it's a 1 year deal.
that's exactly what I was going to say. The situations are completely different. The Jets assumed a contract, from Philly. Both sides of it in this arrangement understand that it's a 1 year deal and that he's going to have to prove it, and it gives him incentive. I mean, obviously the guy's talented. I give him a lot of credit for kind of redefining himself as a player,
Mhm.
because I was telling some people earlier, Hassan came into the league drafted by Arizona. Bruce Arians actually drafted him, and they didn't know where to play him. He
Right.
was a stand-up linebacker. He was an inside linebacker. Was an outside linebacker in a 4-3. But in college he had been an edge rusher, and that's ultimately what he got back to being. And he proved himself there. So I like the signing. We need help on the edge. Obviously, we need help at cornerback. Those are two positions you can never have enough talent at. So hopefully he helps solve one of our problems on defense.
Hey, going off the tangent a little bit, what do we got to do to get Tiki in the Hall of Fame, man?
Yeah, right. There's a lot.
Us.
There's like, you know what it is, Jay? There's a huge queue of running
Yeah.
backs waiting to get in the Hall of Fame. But I don't think you should be in a conversation unless you were the very best at your position for any
Right.
number of years. And
Mhm.
Tiki was definitely that. I mean, he's a
Right.
2,000-yard rusher. I'm sorry, 2,000-yard all-purpose guy multiple times, 1,800-yard rushings in his last year. He's the only guy other than Marshall Faulk and LaDainian Tomlinson that have the type of consistent numbers that he had over the stretch that he had that 6 year period. And he's the only one of those guys ever that have like 1,000 yards return yards. So his
Right.
resume is what it is. And
Mhm.
you take the fact that he's the New York Football Giants all-time leading rusher, and
Mhm.
I think that the argument is easy to make. But I would say, to be a contrarian, there's just a lot of guys, man.
Yeah.
Corey Dillon, Fred Taylor, Ward Dunn, 10,000-yard rusher. There's a long list of guys that just haven't been able to get past the threshold at running back into the Hall of Fame these past couple of years.
Well, you and I will definitely be supporting him the entire way. That's for sure, my friend.
No
Watching him
doubt,
my
no
entire
doubt.
life up there. Valspar's coming up next week. I cannot wait. My mom and dad fly down every year from New York, to get the heck out of the cold that Tiki's in, and then also to be able to come down, man. We just sit by the 8th green, and it's just amazing. We have such a great time, which I parred last Monday, which I was pretty happy about.
That's a pretty tough par the way the course is playing right now.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, they say take your medicine, get out of the. I'm like, oh, I learned that quickly. Very quickly. But how exciting is it right now to know that Malnati's coming back, Spieth and Thomas and Bhatia and Zalatoris, and then the extended partnership through 2030. I mean, this thing is humming right now, and man, it's got to be exciting for you knowing that we're less than a week away.
Right, you just nailed all of my talking points, especially the Valspar partnership renewing through 2030. I mean, that's a big deal. Obviously, the business of golf has gotten tougher over the years. It's harder to put on a PGA Tour event. We got new funding models from the tour. The purse obligation goes up every year, and it makes it hard on the charities. In fact, this year it's really hard on Copperhead charities. But we have a goal and initiative to give money back into our community, and we're going to make sure we do that. But we need people to come out to support it. Obviously, we got a bunch of shared hospitality available. We got sponsorship goals that we're nearing, and it helps that we have a great field. Jay, you mentioned a couple of those guys. Sam Burns, our two-time defending champions, back, and Adam Scott committed. I think we're close to getting Xander to commit. It'd be awesome if he did. There's probably going to be a couple more surprises in the next couple of days. Guys deciding if they want to play, and give a lot of credit to Tracy West for hunting those dudes down and making this tournament what it is. But this is set to be one of our best fields ever. I think 22 of the top 50 in the world are already committed to the event. So it's going to be a fantastic weekend. Obviously, the week starts on Sunday. We got a Copperhead 5K, the Publix Copperhead 5K on Sunday, which I got to find a way to finish and get through. and then our week of golf starts with all the pro-ams before everything starts on Thursday. And then, of course, we have Jordan Davis at our Valspar Live presented by Chick-fil-A on Saturday. So it's going to be an awesome week, Jay. I can't wait for it, and hope a bunch of people come out and join us.
Yeah, I've been touting it for the last couple of weeks. Had Tracy on a couple of weeks ago, and I talked to Tracy years ago, and like she was like in an airport hangar, and you're like, right. The collaborative effort that it takes to put this on, it's really incredible. And what she's doing 365 days a year, like I don't think people realize unless we talk about it and tell them how important she is to like getting this going and having, like you said, 22 of the top 50.
Right. She is on the go. I don't know if she ever sleeps, probably doesn't. And if she is sleeping, she's probably working in her head. But yeah, she's got a tough job. I mean, I think, as you know, we're the host organization, Copperhead Charities is, but we've contracted ProLink Sports, so she works for to manage and run the event. And so she does all the day-to-day operations, all the money, making sure that our field is set, make sure the build is right. Well, obviously, we have great people on our team and our sales staff that she also works with to help, bring all this revenue into this to our organization. But it doesn't work without her. She's a special lady, man. And I've got to know her over the last 9 years. I've been her general chair for the last 4 years and working side by side with her. You realize how much work she does put in and how special she is at doing her job. So I love her. She's we wouldn't be surviving without her. I promise you that.
How's your game looking right now?
It's pretty good. I played a member guest the other day and didn't play my best. So I'm on a tweak. I got to get it right before I go to the Copperhead because despite what Milton and Helene tried to do to that golf course, it is in unbelievable shape, man. And so a lot of credit to Innisbrook getting that course up and running and playing the way it is now. I hear the greens are amazing. So I always need my best for this week. I don't want to embarrass myself in front of the tour pros I got to play with in the pro-am.
I saw a picture a couple weeks ago. It was you, Sapp, Brooks.
Yeah, and Gruden.
on the golf course. And it's
Yeah.
funny because I just saw Derek, because I've been doing a lot of USF softball games. His daughter,
Yep.
man, she's incredible there at the
I
hot
heard.
corner. She's really, really good. What was that like? And it's, those, you guys will walk through history forever, right? With that
Yeah.
team.
No
It's
doubt.
something that, regardless of whether, you know what I mean? Like how far
Yeah.
away you guys may go, coming back, like you guys will always have that. You'll always have that special bond. But when you can do something like that and get on the course together, what is that like?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So Gruden had a bunch of his Barstool people come out and did a little competition. I smoked them. I was playing my best golf that day. I killed them. I don't know when they're going to release it. Actually, I think they're delaying the release because they were so embarrassed by how much I beat them up. But the reality is, you're right, Jay. We'll always have that. That connection will never die. In fact, those guys do stuff for Valspar. John's going to be out at Valspar on Tuesday doing an event, and then he's got a meet and greet at Hooters on Thursday too. So John's on part of this gold council that we just formed, that I was a big part of, bringing some local celebrities into our fold and use them to help benefit the tournament. And it's a little quid pro quo that John and I have, and he's awesome. I love being around him. I can't believe he's not coaching, because he still has a passion for it. He's the same guy he was when he was coaching me. So,
Do you think he's going to get? Do you think he'll coach in the NFL again one day?
if he wants to, I know
Yeah.
that. I know he
Mhm.
wants to. So it's about getting the opportunity. And if he does, I'm sure he'll be great at it again.
I know the big news. You were happy that he got back into the Ring of Honor. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people, a lot of his former players, supporting that decision big time.
I'm glad you brought that up, because the initial reaction was one that kind of shocked a lot of people, and we all know John, and he's not what people portrayed him to be. So I think the Glazers have done a great job here, re-engaging with him. Business side of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers doing a great job, getting him back involved in the things that happen at One Buck Place, and having him back in Ring of Honor. It feels like his rightful destination. He's Super Bowl winning coach. He changed the course of this franchise, and there's no doubt that he is one of the best characters that's ever been in Tampa Bay, and I think he rightfully deserves to be back up there.
Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day. How many people on the team right now will be in the Ring of Honor, right? Because you got Lavonte, you got Mike, maybe Chris, right? There's Tristan and Antoine, right? There's just like, you start looking down the line. It was almost like it was 20 years ago where you're like, Ring of Honor, Ring of Honor, Ring of Honor. So that was pretty exciting. Before I let you go, I want to ask you about our good friend, John Cooper. John Cooper bringing home the gold for Team Canada, and everybody knows you guys get along. When's the last time you talked to Coop, and have you been keeping in track of the Lightning at all?
Yeah, I was just at a Lightning game a couple of weeks ago. My neighbor is Steve Griggs, so the CEO of the Bennett Group. So I spent a lot of time with him. I was actually out with you talking about Gruden. I was actually out with Gruden and Steve Griggs and a couple
That
other
was
people
that
there
picture I saw. Okay, Gruden posted it. Gruden posted. He's like, me and my guy Steve Griggs. I was like,
and they were
an interesting combo.
Right, and they were betting on the USA Canada game, and I was with Griggs the other day at the Lightning game, and we FaceTimed Gruden because Gruden hadn't paid up yet.
You know me and my crazy shoes. I wore red and white shoes with a blue suit with a red, white, and blue tie after USA lost. Just thinking I'm sticking it to Julian and sticking it to Cooper. And I'm like, I got red, white with the blue. And I walk in, and what does Julian and Cooper both say? Hey, look, red and white shoes. You must have been supporting Team Canada. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Mother.
God damn it, man. There's nothing I could do, man. They got me. What are you going to do, my friend? Valspar Championship.com. All the information is on there. Get on out there and support. Of course, support the Buccaneers, but support ValsparChampionship.com. We'll be out there Friday and Sunday, Ronde, so hopefully see you out there. And thank you for joining me today and everything that you do for our community. I know we talk about Tracy not sleeping. You don't get much shut-eye yourself, my friend.
I know. Yeah, especially this time of year. But I appreciate what you're doing, dude. Appreciate you backing us up and getting us some airtime here. Hopefully get some ticket sales out of it. And by the way, I see your Manchester United flag back there. I know we're struggling, but I'm still always going to be a United fan.
That's why I love you, Ronde. And you know what? They announced today they're building a new stadium, 100,000 seats there in Manchester. Shout out to our guy Brian Ford hooked me up with some tickets last year to go to Manchester. Yeah. So
they built that new stadium. Me and you were going. We'll broadcast from there.
You heard it here first. Ronde Barber and Jay Recher live from the new Manchester United Stadium there in Manchester. Ronde, always appreciate your time, my man. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon, buddy. I'll see you next week.
Yep. See you in a week.
All right, buddy.